What's up, collectors, and welcome back to Films by Color. Happy New Year to you, and I hope you had an amazing holiday season, and I hope you got some really cool movies for Christmas this year. I definitely did. I got a bunch of movie-related gifts from Grace and from other family members, so let's go ahead and dive in to every movie-related gift I got for Christmas this year. All right, guys, let's not waste any time because we've got a bunch of stuff to get through in this video. First thing I want to share with you is this incredible box set from Curzon. Some of you guys know that I've been back and forth on the fence on whether to pick up the Criterion box set or the Curzon box set for the Three Colors trilogy. Grace went ahead and made the decision for me, and I think she made the right choice because this box set is incredible. All three films, blue, red, and white. It is a 7-disc set. It has 4K Ultra HD discs for each film, and then Blu-rays for each film as well. And it also has a bonus Blu-ray disc with over 7 hours of extra content, art cards, 32-page booklet, everything you could ever want in this set. Let's go ahead and open it up real quick. I'll show you what it looks like. Slide the slip off. You've got this lovely looking box set. It's very textured. I can't really explain it. It kind of feels like a cloth-bound book, if you know what that feels like. Curzon has put out several of these now. There's a few other ones that I want to get as well, but they're very pricey. But very happy to have my first one here. And it slides out. There's the other side. There's a white box inside. So this is just the slipcase, the outer slipcase here. It slides out to reveal, oh man, it's in there tight. There we go. So you've got the inner slipcase. That's right, this is another slipcase, but it's got this nice design here with blue, red, and white crossing over. It kind of looks like the Letterboxd logo. Then it slips out again. This is just the inner slipcase, and then inside this slipcase, you've got a digipack. This is such a luxury box set. It looks so good. And I believe those are the 4Ks. Right there. So those will play on any player, no problem. The Blu-rays are going to be Region B, so make sure you have a way to play those if you do want to pick this up. This is a Region B Christmas for me. Grace got me a lot of Region B stuff this year, branching out to some new labels, which I'm very excited to check out. So that's the digipack, one of the thickest digipacks I've ever seen. And then you've also got a booklet and some art cards in there as well. I'm not going to go into too much detail on these because I want to keep this video pretty short, but I will do full unboxing videos on all of these box sets when I've had a little bit more time with them. But that is the Curzon Three Colors trilogy box set. So excited to finally have that in the collection and have those on 4K quality. Next, we're going to look at some more Region B boutique box sets that my wife got me. These are from Indicator, and I think she took advantage of that recent Indicator sale and was able to snatch a few of these. This one is called John Ford at Columbia, 1935 to 1958. It's another limited edition Indicator box set of 6,000 to go along nicely with my Harryhausen sets that I have back there. It includes 4 films that we'll take a look at here, and they are in full jewel cases right here. First one, spine number 172, is The Whole Town's Talking. And since these are limited editions, every single one comes with its own booklet on the inside. Very, very nice. Love Indicator's box sets. They're the king of box sets, in my opinion. Second, we've got spine number 173, The Long Gray Line, starring Tyrone Power and Maureen O'Hara, 2 of my favorite actors. So I can't wait to watch that one. Also, it's got the booklet in there. Then we've got spine number 174, Gideon's Day, starring Jack Hawkins and Diane Foster. And then we've got The Last Hurrah, starring Spencer Tracy. That's spine number 175. So an incredible looking box set from Indicator. 4 new John Ford films that I haven't seen, but I've liked everything from John Ford that I've seen so far, so I can't wait to dig into those. And then she got another Indicator box set for me. She went a little overboard this year. This is another gorgeous set. Another limited edition, limited to 6,000 run set. This is the Marlene Dietrich and Joseph von Sternberg set. This one is actually out of print, so she didn't get this one in the sale. I think she had to go to eBay to find this one. This is another gorgeous box set. This is also a set that Criterion puts out here in Region A in the United States, but I'm actually glad that she went with this one because I like the way it looks. I think it looks a little nicer than the Criterion set. It's incredible. You'll see it in a second here. But this is spine numbers 130 to 135. There's a ton of films in this set. They all come in their own little digipacks here. This is Morocco, Dishonored, Shanghai Express, Blonde Venus, Scarlet Empress, The Devil is a Woman, and then we've got this super thick booklet. This booklet is incredible. 116 pages in that booklet. Just a gorgeous box set. Look at the artwork there on the front, and there's the spine. Thank you so much, Grace. You hit it out of the park. I can't believe you're able to track one of those down. Hopefully it wasn't too expensive, but thank you so much. I love it. Then we've got 3 other limited editions that she was able to pick up in that indicator sale, starting with another Marlene Dietrich film that wasn't in the box set, The Song of Songs, spine number 265. And since these are limited editions, they do come with booklets in there. And then next we've got Bluebeard's Eighth Wife, which is an Ernst Lubitsch film. Can't say enough good things about Lubitsch. Grace and I have been really enjoying his films, especially through this last year. We've watched several of his films, and he never lets us down. That is spine number 386. And then lastly, we've got State of the Union, number 387, from Frank Capra, who has made some of my absolute favorite movies of all time. I've loved everything I've seen from Frank Capra, and I can't wait to check out that one as well. Then I've got one more indicator release that I want to show you guys, and then we'll start moving on to some other labels. But this is the brand new Criminal Acts of Todd Slaughter box set. This just came out a month or 2 ago. I remember talking about it with you guys on our weekly live show that we do on the channel where we go over all the new releases. And this is a beautiful box set. This is covering spine numbers 375 through 378. 8 films from a very influential horror director from the 30s and 40s, but a very unknown horror director, at least here in the States, especially here in the States, but I think even in the UK, he's not as well known as he should be. This is The Murder in the Red Barn and Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street, and they've done these kind of promotional cards there on the front, which look really good, and they've got another poster there on the inside. The Crimes of Stephen Hawke and It's Never Too Late to Mend, Ticket of Leave Man and Sexton Blake and the Hooded Terror, The Face at the Window, and Crimes at the Dark House. Very, very cool set. Another just as thick as the Marlene Dietrich book right here, all about Todd Slaughter, so we can learn a little bit more about this very influential guy who was doing things even before Hammer and Bela Lugosi and all of those guys. So very, very cool. I love this era of film, and I'm not that caught up on my British cinema, so I'm very excited to check those out. I actually bought this with a gift card that my manager from work gave me. He gave me an Amazon gift card for Christmas, and I was able to snatch this because this was on sale. Hopefully it's still on sale when I'm putting this video up, but it was only $48 for this box set, which is an amazing deal. And this is a US version, so Indicator's been putting out UK and US versions lately, which I hope they keep doing because it's very, very convenient. The Dietrich and Ford box sets are Region B. Those are older box sets, but recently they've been doing US versions. So these are going to be Region A, and you can play them in any player, which is very cool. There's the front on that. I don't even know if I showed you the front. There's the spine. Looks so cool. I love how this box set looks, and I can't wait to dive into some of these. These are the kind of films I like to watch around Halloween time. This is the era of Halloween and horror films for me, so I can't wait to check those out. That's the Todd Slaughter box set. All right, enough with the Region B stuff. Let's move on to some other labels here. I did get an Eclipse set. Grace got me this. Speaking of Lubitsch, this is the Lubitsch Musicals Eclipse set, including 4 films: The Love Parade, Monte Carlo, The Smiling Lieutenant, and 1 Hour with You. These go way back to 1929. They're actually 1929, 30, 31, and 32. So 4 years in a row, he made 4 different musicals. And I think 1929's Love Parade is considered the first musical to integrate dialogue and songs, which is very cool. This is the normal Eclipse set. This is actually set number 8, and you know how these work. They all have their individual cases for all of these. It will be nice to get these someday on Blu-ray or in the collection proper, but for now the Eclipse set is going to have to do, and I'm very happy to have those because I'm always looking to check out more late 20s, early 30 films from that transitional period between silent and sound. I've actually been watching quite a few of those this year, and I can't wait to add these to the list. And then the last couple things that Grace got me here. This one is a beautiful release from Nova Media. This is my first Nova Media release, which is one of those luxury physical media companies from Asia. I know there is We ET Collection from Korea, and there's World Cinema Library from China. This is Nova Media, which I've seen online a lot, but I haven't bit the bullet and picked up any of their sets because they're very expensive secondhand. This is limited to only 1,400 releases. This is number 507. And this is Once. This is an incredible movie from the director of Sing Street and Begin Again, who I can't remember his name right now, but this is a really good movie that I did not own. It wasn't in the collection, and I really wanted to get it. And then I found this gorgeous lenticular version from Nova Media. This is a slipcase that includes a steelbook and a booklet. There's the front. You got the lenticular on the front there, and there's the back from that scene. And here is the steelbook on the inside. I haven't opened this yet. I'll probably do a full video on this later on. Also, you get a booklet, and this is a really, really cool booklet. Sometimes when you get these Asian releases, the booklets are not in English, but this one actually is in English, and it's not essays or anything. I've never seen this before. It's actually all of the songs and all of the lyrics to every song. If you haven't seen this film, I highly recommend you check it out. If you like music films, if you like romances, if you like the Before trilogy, this is kind of similar to that, or an Eric Rohmer film. It's very low key. They're just kind of walking around the city, and this romance is blossoming between them, and they both love music. It's not going to be as energetic as Sing Street or even Begin Again, but this is his first film that he made before both of those. It's John Carney, it says right there on the front. So I think you can still see his sensibilities in here, and I think it might be my favorite film of his. So I highly recommend you check that one out, and I'm so glad to finally have that in the collection. That's Once. That's Nova Media spine number 19. What a beautiful release. And the last one Grace got me is a Warner Archive collection. This is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde from 1932, which is a special film for us because we watched through the entire Criterion Channel collection of pre-code horror films this year, back in October. And this was the one we started with, and really, really blown away by how great this film was. I was not expecting to love it as much as I did. Frederick March is amazing as both Jekyll and Hyde, and Miriam Hopkins is absolutely incredible in this film. Grace fell in love with her in this film, and we've watched a couple Miriam Hopkins films since then, and she picked up a couple in the last Criterion sale, so we've got more to get to. So yeah, that was a really special film for us this year, and a very special gift from Grace. So thank you so much for that, Grace. I really love Warner Archive. I think they're a very underrated label, so very nice to have another release from them. And then a couple gifts from some other family members here. First of all, my brother was able to get me this Arrow Academy 4K release of Cinema Paradiso. So many people have recommended this movie to me, and I can't wait to finally check it out because it sounds like a movie that I'm really gonna love. This is an out-of-print release from Arrow Academy, and it's still sealed, and it looks like it's in incredible shape. I can't thank you enough for this one, buddy. And it's got a ton of special features there on the back. Love Arrow Academy. I wish they were still putting stuff out, but it's great to get some of these older releases that are out of print. And then from my parents, I got the third 4K Hitchcock set. This is the Alfred Hitchcock Classics Collection, Volume 3, including Rope, The Man Who Knew Too Much remake, Torn Curtain, Topaz, and Frenzy. Really, really love these sets, and I've already got the first two, so now we've got all three there on the shelf, and they look awesome together. If you haven't seen these, I'll show these real quick, but I probably will do a full video on this one as well. But just showing you quickly, these are digibooks, not actually like books like pages, but each film is its own little page there, and you get the poster for each one. Very, very cool. I've only seen two of these films. I've seen The Man Who Knew Too Much and Rope. I have not seen Torn Curtain, Topaz, or Frenzy, so very excited to check those out. Grace is a huge Hitchcock fan, and I always like watching those with her. So thanks so much, parents, for picking that up for me. Really appreciate it. You guys don't watch my videos, but thank you. And then real quick, a few more individual releases here. These two were sent to me from a very close friend of mine, Captain Logan, from the Geekvolution YouTube channel, where I also work with him weekly on some live streams that we do over there. This is a Severin release, my very first Severin release, which is another label that I have not jumped into yet, but I guess I'm in it now. This is the return of Captain Invincible release from Severin, which has got an incredible slipcover there on the front, and then some alternate artwork on the inside. And then even on the inside of that, it has even more alternate artwork right there. Love this release. This is an absolute bonkers, crazy 80s B-movie musical starring Alan Arkin as a retired superhero, and the villain is Christopher Lee. It's a super fun movie. He actually showed this to me when he came over last year and stayed with me for a little bit. This is one of his favorite movies. It's got 3 discs in here and a little art card there on the front. Very nice release from Severin. So I guess that is another new label that I've started collecting there with the return of Captain Invincible. Thank you for that, buddy. And then the other thing he sent me was the complete series of the 2003 Ninja Turtles show, which is a big part of my childhood and something that we have in common that I've talked to him about. We both grew up as big Ninja Turtles fans, and they just released the complete series, which is awesome because this series is notorious for being impossible to get on disc. So I'm so glad to have that on physical media, and I'll be able to raise my kids on that show. Hopefully they enjoy that as much as I did growing up. And then speaking of my kids, I also got some gifts from them. They actually both got me, with a little bit of help from Grace, Volume 1 and 2 of the Popeye the Sailor shorts from the 1940s. These are actually the color shorts from Famous Studios. These are not the original Fleischer Studios shorts, but I do have those back there on DVD. Those haven't got Blu-ray releases yet. I already had Volume 3, so now we have the entire collection of the Famous Studios Popeye shorts. I hope someday we get the Fleischer stuff cleaned up and restored and put out on Blu-ray, but for now the DVDs look great, and I love watching those with the kids, so now I have these ones to watch with the kids. I don't like these quite as much as the Fleischer cartoons. I think those are a little bit more creative with their animation. I like the sensibilities of the 30s a little bit more than the 40s, but it is really nice to have these for completion's sake, and I really like the releases. They look really good on the shelf, and I love the colored spines, so thank you so much for those guys. And then something that I got for my kids this year is a Shout Factory release. This is from Shout Kids. It is the Shaun the Sheep Complete series, which I had never seen before. I had seen some of the Shaun the Sheep specials and some of the movies. I watched those with my kids, but I didn't know that there was a complete animated series. This includes all 170 episodes of Shaun the Sheep and all of the specials and the shorts. So there's a Christmas special that they did a couple years ago. That's a Netflix exclusive. So that's on here on Blu-ray for the first time, which is really cool. And then there's a bunch of other specials that they did. I've been watching these with the kids over the last few days on Christmas break, and they've really been enjoying these. These are incredible stop motion claymation in the style of Wallace and Gromit shorts. And they're really funny and the kids love them, but they're really good for adults too. There's no speaking. They're completely silent, which is super impressive that they were able to come up with 170 episodes without any characters actually speaking. It's mostly like slapstick comedy and kind of calls back to the silent era, which is very cool. And I love raising my kids on that kind of stuff. So that's really cool that Shout Factory put out the entire series of Shaun the Sheep. And I think I've actually seen this in like Targets and Best Buys. I actually got this from a Target for them. So that's really cool because there's not much physical media in stores anymore. But yeah, Shout's got their stuff in stores, so very cool. Maybe check that one out if you can find it. And then the last one here, another one that's not mine. This is something I got from my wife because this is a huge film from her childhood. It's the 4K Steelbook of Matilda, which we've been talking about for a couple months since it came out. So I had to get that for her because I knew she would love that. And we can't wait to watch that again because it's been a long time since I've seen that. We'll probably wait a little bit longer before we show that to the kids because that is, I remember that one being pretty traumatizing when I was little. So I'm going to hold off and wait till they're a little bit older before I show them that. But that's Matilda. And then one more thing I wanted to show off here is from my good friend John, who you guys know, he's been on the channel a bunch. He gave me a copy of the Christmas in the Movies TCM book, which I think he got from the author himself. There it is, 35 Christmas classics to celebrate the season. This is an incredible book. I flipped through the entire thing. If you saw my complete Christmas movie collection video that I uploaded last week, you know that I do have a bunch of Christmas movies, and I did have most of the ones in this book, but there were quite a few in here that I don't have, and some that I haven't even heard of, so I will definitely be tracking those down next year and trying to watch as many of those as I can. Very, very informative book, and a very cool present from John. So thank you so much for that. That is the third TCM book that he's given me. So they're filling up the shelf nicely back there. And that is it. That is everything. All the movie related gifts that I got for Christmas this year. There will be a part 2 to this video because I did get some money from some of Grace's relatives. Grace's parents and one of Grace's uncles and grandfather gave us some cash. So I'll probably be using that for, more movies because why not? So maybe there'll be a part 2 to this in a couple weeks. For now, this is everything I got from my immediate family for Christmas and some friends. Hope you enjoyed the video. I would love to hear down in the comments what you guys got for Christmas. And please let me know which of these releases I should do an individual video on first because there's a lot to get through and I would love your input on where I should start. Thank you guys so much for watching. And until next time, keep collecting and I'll be back with another video real soon.